how do I record a song? And so in this video, I'm going to show you how to record a song and how to use all the gear that I mentioned in the previous video to use, and actually how do you record stuff with it. Briefly, if you haven't seen that video, check it out first. I explain all the gear you need. In short, you need a computer, a digital audio workstation, a microphone, an audio interface, and sometimes a MIDI keyboard, depending on what types of songs you want to record. Let's assume though that you have those things and now you want to know how to record a song using this gear. As I work through this tutorial on how to record a song, I'm going to be using an example of a song that I want to record as well. I'm going to show you how I might record it using a MIDI keyboard with piano, and I'm going to show you as well with guitar using my Rode NT1A microphone. Just because I'm not sure if you're coming at it from like a MIDI keyboard or acoustic instruments, I'm going to do both to show you how you can record with both. How to record a song. Let's actually do it now. We have our song idea. What's the first step? The first step is to open up your digital audio workstation, whether that's Pro Tools, Audacity, Logic Pro. I do use Logic Pro X, and for the purpose of this video, I'm going to be using GarageBand because it's a free software, and if you're a beginner, you can follow along exactly with GarageBand. If you're using a PC, open up Audacity and follow along with what I'm doing. The steps are going to be the exact same. The interface will be different, so you're just going to have to look around a little bit, but it's going to be quite the same. So let's open up our digital audio workstation. In this case, I'm going to be opening up GarageBand. And the first thing here, same in Audacity, it will ask you, what do you want to set up? For me, I'm just going to want to set up an empty project. So click Empty Project and then choose. GarageBand will ask you right away what you want to record. Do you want to record with a MIDI keyboard? Do you want to record with a microphone? Maybe you want to connect a guitar, or do you want to just start playing a virtual drummer? For us, for the first thing, I'm going to record with a MIDI keyboard using piano sound. So I'm going to choose this software instrument and create. You can see that GarageBand has asked me if I want to use this musical typing keys here, and I can actually click these keys, and you can see from this little green thing there's actually an input coming in, there's sound coming in. If I didn't have a MIDI keyboard, I could use this little thing and use my actual computer keyboard, but I do have a MIDI keyboard, and I'm going to connect it to my computer so I can start recording my piano song. Okay, so now you're asking me, okay, I want to record a song, but how do I set up my MIDI controller to my computer? And it's quite easy. Actually 90% of MIDI controllers will have a USB output. So just plug it into your computer, and GarageBand or Audacity or any other digital audio workstation you're using will recognize the MIDI controller and will use that as an input. GarageBand, what I'm using, is super easy, and it will just do everything behind the scenes for you, and you can start using the MIDI controller right away to trigger sounds. So I have my MIDI controller set up. Okay, let's get back into GarageBand. I'm going to look for a piano sound. So you can see on the left here, I've just opened up this little, in the left-hand corner, this little folder, and it will show you different sounds. I could play bass out of my MIDI controller, drum kit, guitar, whatever. I'm going to go down to piano, and I'm going to choose a Steinway Grand piano. And you can see here, it's uploaded Steinway Grand, and I can start playing piano right away here. Great. Have my piano ready. It's connected to my MIDI controller. Let's record a song. Most of the time when you're going to record a song, I do recommend playing along to a click track or a metronome. You don't have to, but I recommend that because a click track or metronome will keep everything in time in your recording, and it will make it sound more professional. At the top here, you'll see this little metronome. This is the click track. So when you want to click it, when you want to hear it, click it on and it turns purple. And so you'll notice when I press record, you're going to hear the click. You hear that? 2, 4, 1. Really fast, right? So you can change how fast the click is going. It's also known as BPM, or beats per minute. And it's very easy to change. You can see right here, it's set at 120 beats per minute right now, which is quite fast. I'm going to drop that to, let's say, 102. And if I want to start recording, I'm going to drag this to the left here so I can start recording right at the beginning. And all I have to do is press this red circle, red record button. And it's going to lead me in with 4 beats. And now I'm actually recording. You can see it's red here, which means you are recording right now. If I go over and press this C note here, you can see something has come in there, and that's being recorded. So don't rush it. Don't worry that you're recording. There's unlimited amount of space. Well, maybe not unlimited, but there's tons of space here. Just get in the zone, follow the click track, and then you're gonna want to record your demo track. In this case, I'm gonna start recording my little demo track here. Stop recording, and you're going to press spacebar, and there we have it. We have our recording here. What are those lines? They're not musical notes. It doesn't look like any type of sound signal, and that's because it's not actually a sound signal. It's MIDI. MIDI means that they're digital sounds. I'm going to play that back to see what it sounds like. I'm happy with that. It's not perfect. We can get a little deeper here and quantize those notes and make them sound exactly on time, but I'm not going to get into that right now. And I'm going to just clean this up a little. I'm going to do Command T, which is going to cut that, and I'm going to be able to delete what I don't want and drag this all the way over to the front. And now I have my nice little piano track, which is ready for me to sing over. Great, we have our piano track. In a little bit, I'm going to do the exact same thing, but I'm going to record guitar. So stick around for that if you are interested in recording guitar instead. Let's get into the vocal recording of our track, how to record a song with vocals. Well, I have my microphone here. I use the Rode NT1A, and check out that other video if you want to learn more about condenser mics. But I'm going to connect this Rode NT1A into GarageBand. You need an audio interface to connect the microphone to your computer. An audio interface acts as the middleman that takes the signal and turns it into a digital signal. I use the Apogee 1, great, super small and compact. I'm going to set up my audio interface and then start recording my vocals into GarageBand. I'm going to need to tell GarageBand that there's a sound signal coming from this microphone, and it's very easy to do in settings. Most digital audio workstations will, again, like the MIDI keyboard, recognize the device as soon as you plug it into your computer. So I've plugged my audio interface into my computer through USB, and you can see that GarageBand has noticed. Do you want to use this audio device 1v2, which is my Apogee 1? And yes, I do want to use that. So basically that means that, that GarageBand knows that there's going to be a signal from the input coming in from this audio interface. What we need to do now is get another track. So we have our piano track here. We're going to want another track here that is an audio track. And very easy to do. Let's go up to the top here, go track. We go new track. A little drop down here. And we're going to want to record using a microphone or line input. So here we go. You can see from here, where is the input coming from? So it's coming from our Apogee 1. That's exactly what we want it. If you want to change that, you just click this arrow. Let's say you have another audio interface, or you want the input coming from somewhere else. You just change the input device here. You can see I have a few different other inputs here, but I want the Apogee 1 because that's where my microphone is connected. My instrument is connected with the Apogee 1, and I want to hear the sound from. Here's where the output. So I actually want to hear the sound from my studio monitors, which are this USB PNP. Perfect, let's create this track. Cool, we got our track ready. We want to set up the right signal while we're singing into our microphone. With a condenser microphone, you can change the sensitivity and how it's picking up sound on the audio interface. So usually there's, on the Scarlett Focusrite, there is a dial. You can turn the gain down. On the Apogee 1, there's a big dial where you can turn the gain down or up. And that means you're telling the microphone, should you consume a lot of the sound out there, or should you consume maybe only the sound right in front of it? And we're gonna be singing quite close to our microphone, so we don't want a massive amount of sensitivity, or else your sound is gonna peak and you're gonna get a lot of sharp sounds in your recording, and you don't want that, and that's why we have to set up the signal levels. So you can see here, it's turning really yellow and orangey right now. That means the sensitivity of my microphone is too high. So we're gonna go to my Apple G1 or your Scarlett Light Pro, or whatever audio interfaces you're using, and turn down the gain. Turn down the knobs on it. You can see right now, it's still yellow, it's still green. So we've got green, 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 green. Now we have only green. Oh, it's a bit yellow, so just turn it down a little more. Once it's in that green, yellowy, sweet spot, we're ready to record. Here's where we're going to want to put our headphones on to record vocals. And that's why every time you hear someone recording vocals, they're wearing headphones, because we're going to be playing our piano outside of our studio monitors, and we don't want the piano sound to run into the microphone. We only want the piano sound to be in our earphones, so the mic only picks up our voice. So I'm going to put my headphones on. Today I'm just using my Bose, my studio monitor. My studio headphones are being repaired, so I'm just going to put on these Bose headphones, which are fine for our purpose, and start recording my vocal. I have my audio track prepared. All I have to do now is highlight the track here, so it's gray. See if I click that one, it's great. Click that one. Now we're armed, we're ready to go. Just click record. 2, 3, 4. I'm talking. You can see the signal coming in, and it's coming in. It's not reaching the outer layers, which is exactly what we want. It's the perfect signal, nice and green, nice and yellow. And enough talking, let's start singing and getting our vocal down. One helpful tip also before I start recording that is to put like one headphone ear like this and kind of angle your ear to the microphone, because it's really hard to hear yourself if you have two headphones over both of your ears. So you can see here, as I was talking, a lot of that signal as I was talking comes in, and then right here is my vocal signal of the melody that I just sang, and it's coming in really nice. But that's how to record a song with vocals. So now let's do the same thing with guitar. There's a couple of ways to record guitar. Actually, there are two ways. One is to use this NT1, the Rode NT1A. We'll take off the pop filter and we'll put with our guitar, so we can record the sound coming out of the guitar right into the NT1A. Or we can use a TRS patch cord. So like we can use any old guitar patch cord, which it looks like this. We can plug this into our audio interface. I'll show you both ways right now. I personally like using the condenser mic to record guitar, because I actually, especially if you're recording acoustic guitar, you would never really record an electric guitar using a condenser microphone. You would always plug it in to an amplifier and mic that sound, or you would plug the electric guitar right into your audio interface. For an acoustic guitar though, which is what we're recording today, we're going to do both. They're very similar, and I personally like the condenser, the Rode NT1A sound of an acoustic guitar more than going directly into your audio interface. You'd rarely ever record an acoustic guitar going into your audio interface. You take your patch cord and you plug it directly into your audio interface, and then you take the other end and plug it into your guitar. Let me just grab my guitar, get into the other end here. And now we're ready to go. All we need to do now is tell our computer and tell GarageBand that we're going to be getting a signal from the audio interface, which is the guitar. And we've already done that because we've set up our NT1A, which is coming from the same audio interface. For the sake of just cleaning up things, we're gonna mute this track so we won't hear it anymore, because we're going to be doing a guitar track. We need to add a new track. So let's go to track, new track, and what are we going to be recording? So we're not going to use MIDI, we're not going to be using the microphone, we're going to be doing a guitar, which is connected right through our audio interface, so which is this. Even has a guitar here, which is nice. So it says my instrument is connected to D1. Yes, that is my audio interface. And where do you want to hear the sound from? I want to hear it from my studio monitors. This is great. These are my studio monitors, USB PMP audio device. So we're done. Create the track. Here we go, guitar track. You can see on the left here, it gives you some options of how you want your acoustic guitar to sound like. Amazing tweed, bright and clean, chicken pickin', clean echoes. So you can go through all these things on the left. Our vocal track here, and I'm just going to quickly rename that by double clicking. I just type vocal. Highlight my bright and clean track. So let's just scroll up a bit so we get a bit of better view. You can see here recording settings for our bright and clean guitar. We have input, which is the Apogee 1, which is correct, but it says 1 here. We actually want that to say 2. So we drop down and click 2. And then we're done. Drag this over to the top, click record. Let's get it. Let's do the same thing that we did with the vocal though first. Let's get that to that nice green area. You can see, ooh, it's quite hot. It's yellowy and orange there. So let's turn that down on our audio interface. I'm gonna just play some random stuff. That's nice and green. And if I go a little harder, it turns yellow, but it's okay. That's fine. All right, let's start recording. Go to our vocal here and we can start singing again. We can just, you know what, to make this easy, let's just move this here and we can start, we have our mic right here. It's connected already because we have the track. We can go and start recording our vocal. Check, 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 check. You see it's coming through and start recording your vocal. We would want to put our headphones on first. To make sure that we're not getting any bleed from the studio monitors into the microphone. Put our headphones on, press record, and there we go. We're starting vocals. So that's how to record a song using MIDI keyboard, piano, and acoustic guitar. Now let's do it with the Rode NT1A picking up the sound from the acoustic guitar. How we're going to want to do this, quite simple. Make sure to take the pop filter off because we don't want the pop filter when recording acoustic guitar. We only want the pop filter when we're recording vocals. And basically we want to set up the microphone so it's about at the 12th fret. And let me get set up here and I'll show you. Okay, so we can see here that our condenser microphone is pointing just about, like, let's line it up to my 12th fret, which is right here. And it's about, 11 inches away. This is your standard way to record acoustic guitar using a condenser mic. There's a lot of different strategies out there and different ways to do it, but this is your standard way. Okay, let's go back to GarageBand, and we're gonna want to record another acoustic guitar. Now the difference here is we're not gonna have a channel like this, bright and clean anymore. We're gonna have an audio channel because it's actual audio coming from a microphone. So let's just mute these for the sake of cleanliness here. We're going to want to go track up at the top, and we're going to want to add a new audio track. So new track, audio, because it's coming from our microphone. Again, we want the instrument to be, yes, the Apogee 1. We're going to want to make sure later that it's at the input 1 and not input 2. And then we want to hear it out of our studio monitors. Great. Let's create that track. You know what? Here it is. We're going to want to just, for cleanliness, I'm going to double click this audio 3 and put acoustic guitar. We're set up to go. Let's make sure we're at that green sweet spot by just playing a little bit and then switching the gain knobs on our audio interface. So let's just play here. You can see I am at the sweet spot there. If I play a little harder, it turns yellow. It turns, like, does it get to red a bit? Yeah, it does get to red right around here. So I'm gonna wanna go to my audio interface and turn that down a little bit, maybe 3 notches. Now when I play harder, it doesn't really get that hot. So let's start recording our acoustic guitar, and all we have to do is we're ready to record. Let's press record at the top, and we can start playing. And you might be asking yourself, like, can I just sing while playing the acoustic guitar while the mic is recording? And absolutely you can. There's a lot of ways you can capture both your vocal sound and the guitar sound at the same time using one microphone. That's completely fine. The only thing there is they're gonna be kind of really like glued together in the track. You want to make the vocal louder. Well, there's no way to do that because they're glued together through one signal. So that's the benefit of recording things separately. You have the flexibility and the power to put effects and make things louder or softer, specific by the instrument or vocal when they're separated and not glued together. So recording songs and how to record can be quite difficult and overwhelming if you've never done it before. If you hit a roadblock, Google it, ask in the comments about how to do things, and we'll try to help you out. But let me know if you did enjoy this video, and I hope to see you in the next video.